Chapter 26. Robin's car glided past surveillance cameras and motion sensors into the Wachtell color parking lot, settling next to Pete's vehicle like a sentinel. While scores of security lights cast shadows, their electrical hum in concert with her racing thoughts. She killed the engine and checked her watch again, the quiet of waiting almost unbearable after the adrenaline rush of stopping the truck. Every passing minute felt like another opportunity for disaster. Inside the building's depths, Pete's introduction to Wachtell's tortured menagerie was just beginning. In the first cell, a lone man lay strapped to a metal bed, leather restraints dark with old blood and incessant sweat. Years of violence had painted abstract horrors on the walls and floor, scratch marks, impact stains, spatter patterns that told stories of rage. The occupant's frenzied glare followed Pete's every movement, muscles twitching beneath scarred skin. A low growl parted lips that bore the marks of self-inflicted wounds, teeth filed to points by constant gnashing. Pete asked, "Who are they?" "There's a huge homeless population out there. Runaways, ex-cons, society's garbage." Wachtell's voice carried the enthusiasm of an advocate. "I recycle them, turn them into heroes, sacrificing themselves for a better world." Movement flickered in Pete's peripheral vision. An outstretched arm nearly caught him as he passed the adjacent cell, the discolored limb a map of scrapes, bruises, cuts, and scars. "Careful. You could lose some skin around here." Through the bars, a teenage boy's pathetic gaze met his. Matted hair framing abuse and torment on a face that should have been worrying about acne and algebra instead of survival. Torn clothing revealed evidence of his recycling, and the many precise incisions mixed with ragged wounds were a seamless merger of science and savagery. The next cell stopped Pete cold. Its domestic furnishings, floral armchair, coffee table, floor lamp, created a grotesque parody of suburban comfort. A TV on a rolling cart broadcast a game show, canned laughter mixing with distant screams. "Pete, I'd like you to meet Martha." From behind the cushioned chair, a face emerged that defied description. A jigsaw puzzle of tangled hair, welted skin, and eyes that held no trace of the housewife she once was. Whatever humanity had lived behind those eyes had long ago been replaced by something feral and hungry. "This is what happens when you watch too much television." His grin widened with paternal pride. "Martha, come welcome our guest." She unfolded herself like something from a nightmare, her stained housecoat a twisted reminder of the normalcy she'd lost. The heavy fabric, torn and unmended, hung on her frame like a straitjacket that had given up. Her odor reached Pete first, a mixture of sweat, blood, and something chemically sharp that suggested Wachtell's treatments. Her breathing came in predatory pants, nostrils flaring as she assessed new prey. The attack exploded without warning, her hand shooting through the bars with unexpected speed to grip his shirt. The fabric held as she yanked him against the metal bars with strength that belonged in a slaughterhouse, not a woman's frame. His head cracked against steel as her other hand, with nails like talons, sought his face. He twisted away but couldn't escape her grip on his hair, his cry of pain echoing down the corridor to join the facility's chorus of suffering. Her enhanced strength drew him closer to waiting teeth that had torn flesh before. The electrical prod's blue arc sparked and sizzled against her housecoat as Wachtell jabbed her gut, but the current that would have dropped a normal person seemed to fuel her frenzy. Pete's scream in concert with hers as electricity found pathways through both bodies, the smell of burning fabric adding to the cell block's miasma. When she finally released him, Pete collapsed like a puppet with cut strings. Martha lunged again but retreated under Wachtell's savage prodding, the weapon leaving smoking circles on her housecoat. "She must have mistaken you for Geraldo." Wachtell's laugh carried genuine amusement. Pete's look of anguish and hatred only heightened his entertainment. "As you can see, stimulating the rage centers of the brain also produces tremendous strength. Now get up." Martha watched him struggle to his feet, her fingers curling and uncurling around the bars as she brooded over her lost victim. Industrial fans bracketed the cell block's end, their constant drone masking and mixing with the sounds of suffering. Between them, heavy double doors promised escape from the horror show, yet Pete feared the worst was yet to come. "Here we are, the control center." As Wachtell's palm met the sensor, brighter light flooded through the opening doors. Pete seized his moment, one hand going for the gun while the other launched a desperate punch. "Larry, stop him!" Wachtell screamed as they tumbled together. Pete's police training gave him the advantage, and he smashed Wachtell's gun hand against the concrete floor until the weapon skittered away. The hands that seized Pete by the neck had Herculean strength and easily lifted him off Wachtell, the iron grip continuing with lethal intent. "Larry, that's enough." Pete sagged against the wall as the giant released him, spots dancing across his vision. Wachtell rose, brushing dirt from his clothing with a tension that seemed absurd after the violence. "Pete, I'd like you to meet Larry, Martha's husband." His voice rose to a command. "Throw him inside." Larry's toss demonstrated the power of a large animal, sending Pete sailing through the doorway to crash onto the hardwood floor, where he curled and twisted in pain. "He's a literal bastard, isn't he?" Wachtell's words floated through Pete's delirium, a scientist proud of his creation.